Let me set some time. Okay, welcome Sanjay sir. So I would like to welcome you in our university, Midwest University in Karnali province. So it is our great pleasure to be with you here, and our students will get a new variety from you on the topic on critical discourse analysis, and we are discussing on the feminist approach. So for that feminist approach, I would like to request Mr. Sanjay Bosnet as a guest lecturer here. And now I hand over this whole floor to you. Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Okay, thank you for providing me this opportunity. So I feel a bit difficult to say this is an opportunity because of this situation. So many people used to say that this is an opportunity, but I don't want to say this is an opportunity. No, this is compulsion, or this is what we can say a kind of obligatory. No, we don't have any kind of tasks to be done here and there, and nowadays we are spending our time uh, searching something useful through this virtual sources. So this corona pandemic has given us such kind of has brought us in these situations, so that I have got this time to share my experience among the students who are very far away from me. I haven't imagined that I will have such kind of classes. No, when corona, no, when corona, the problem of corona raised in the world, such kind of situations, it is in front of us. So we are going to utilize this one. So I think this situation is also one of the problem for some students. I think most of the students they don't have such kind of access, easy access to internet, and somewhere there is no good internet facilities, and so many students. I'm facing same problem among my students. I'm also taking the classes of my students, but my students used to complain me that, sir, we don't have any kind of recharge cards, we cannot buy recharge card, and that's why we cannot continue such kind of classes, and they are obliged to leave this class. And those who are presented here, they have got some kind of chance, you know. So regarding the earlier announcement by our teacher, Yadu sir, so I'm going to deliver some of the experience of feministic approach to CDA. So let me share my screen at first, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so we have already introduced ourselves. So we are going to discuss about this topic, feministic critical discourse analysis. You know, articulating a feminist discourse, para 6, it is an article written by Michael M. Leza. So we are going to have sharing about this topic today. So as we have, I think you have already discussed about different types of perspectives that can be used in critical discourse analysis. No, and here, critical discourse analysis connected with feminist perspectives. So some concepts, some fundamental concept we have to understand here first. No? So, uh, so fundamental concept for if we need to understand what are the possible application of feminism in critical discourse analysis, we have to understand these four types of concept regarding feminism. The first one is feminism. What is it? No? So I think most of you have heard while you are reading some interdisciplinary course in earlier level. Feminism, it is frequently used term in our study. So what does it mean? Anyone, please, can you share your experience regarding what is feminism? Please.
To share my experience about feminism.
Mm.
Are you getting me, friends?
It is very, okay, go on, sir, telling you.
Okay. So the concept of feminism is whenever we approach text or discipline, so we just look at from the feminism perspective, the places and the representation of the female representation there, that how the text or how that particular item is representing or representing the places for the of the woman. So especially the it refers to the some kind of the physical places that are given to the feminine feminism, and ideologies that are developed for the feminist, and the other terms especially focus toward the female, that their positions, their social status, their social consideration for the women. And I think this is the feminist approach to see the things, and to see the text through feminist approach. And
Yeah.
especially while I just experienced this, when we were just studying some literary text, like some novels and some poems. There we had to analyze those poems and the literary text from the feminist approach. So here, what we did, we just explored that how the female, how the women are represented in that text. So uh, that's how we just explore the expression, the representation of the woman at that time or in that particular.
Okay.
Those are
Okay.
different.
Yes. So, Subhashji, I think you are far from network, so your sound is not clearly somewhere. Sometimes your sound is being disturbed. So, and I have listened your words, and I think appreciate your word. Your words are so useful and so good. You have told that this feministic approach is a study of position of women, especially in our society. When we are using this feminism in critical discourse analysis, we can discuss about any kind of novel or poem or something like that one from the feminist perspectives. No? So here, feminism, it refers to a political movements. No, it is a kind of political movement. First, it came as a political movement, and it is one of the ideology. It is one of the social movement. No, especially it advocates the equality, for equality or right, equality and right for women. No, it is woman advocating, woman prospecting type of philosophy. It believes that our society is divided into two kind of class, one male, another is female, and it believes the male in patriarchal society, they are powerful, and the woman need to be empowered. That kind of philosophy, that kind of theory, that is known as a feminism, we believe at. And what is the second wave feminism? Lokendra sir, do you have any kind of idea?
No, but
Second wave feminism. So do you think that the problem of a female within this whole country, Nepal, that is similar or different?
different, different.
Just
Yeah.
different.
We cannot
It-
say that there is the same types of problems, same types of situations of women throughout the country. That means the situations of women, the problems of women, the difficulties of women, no, the exploitation over women, that is not universal. That is context specific. This kind of concept that is known as a second wave feminism. It differs from one place to another place. The problem of one woman is different from the problem of another place.
Yeah.
It is context specific, no, culturally specific. That is called second wave feminism. No? It does not say that the women in this whole world have same type of problem. They are
problem.
exploited similarly by naturalization. It avoids it. You know? And third wave feminism. Anyone, please?
It's the individual problem
Hmm.
and individual perspective of woman.
Third wave feminism. You just go on looking at it. Third wave feminism rejects the victimhood of women and celebrates some women individual choices, agency, and sexual
Sexual.
autonomy. Please, if you have any kind of experience regarding this third wave feminism, you can go on sharing this. Are you listening clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Third wave feminism here. Look at here.
Yeah.
Uh, Third wave feminism rejects victimhood of women. That means whatever the traditional belief in patriarchal society, what kind of belief do we have? We have got belief that women in our society, they are every time victim.
Victim.
No, but due to the change in time, due to the change in educational status, due to the change in cultural concept, no, due to the feministic movement in our society, no, so that kind of situation has been changed. No, so of this third wave feminism rejects the idea of being victim. You know, the women in our society, they are not victim nowadays. They have got individual choice. They have got individual agency. They have got autonomy. They are free. They are not victim. This kind of philosophy is known as a third wave feminism. No? And the last one is post feminism. What is that post feminism? No, post feminism believes that feminism is outdated as women are already empowered.
Yeah.
No? So we need to understand these four concepts to know something detailedly about this feministic approach. So here, first concept says that
Is
feminism, it searches for the equality, it searches for the protection of women because women are dominated, women are exploited. No, it is one of the political movement, that movement which need to empower the woman to set up equality among male and female in our society. That is called feminism भन्छौँ हामीले त्यसलाई.
Yeah.
And second wave feminismले चाहिँ के भन्दो रहेछ भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ, so it believes that, you know, the woman in our society does not have similar type of problems because those problems are different from one culture to another culture, one family to another family, no, one context to another context. The woman in my family does not have the same type of problem the woman in another families. It is called second wave family, feminism. And the third wave feminism, it rejects the idea that women are every time victim. You know, yeah. Women are not victim. Women are free. No, women they have got choices, individual choices. They are free. You know, so they are not anymore victim. That is third wave feminism, and post feminism, that is believes that feminism is outdated. The society at present, No, we are in 21st century. The society of 21st century is different from 18th, 19th century. No? So in 21st century, women in our society, they are already empowered. So the
Yeah.
concept of feminism, yeah, the concept of feminism is outdated here. No, the situation is not existing. The situation of 18th, 19th century is not existing here. No, we have empowered our female. So these four concepts need to be understood. So I think if you have got any kind of questions, you can ask the questions regarding this one. Hello, sir.
Okay,
Hello.
sir. I'm listening, sir. I'm listening, sir. It's fine. Going on.
Yeah. Uh, okay. So, are you clear about this four concept?
Yeah, we
Yes.
are clear with these four concepts. And
Yeah.
yeah,
So I think we are in the stage of post-feminism. Are we?
Yes.
yeah, we are.
Are we or not? First, when we are talking about are we, no, think about your family first, and then after think about your neighborhood, then think about your society. So are we
Sometimes
in this stage or not?
Yes.
in
We are.
society, we're still in like social second wave feminism.
हामी अझ पनि सेकेन्ड वेभमै छौँ जस्तो छ हो?
Yeah,
त्यो तपाईँहरूको चाहिँ के अरे मैले त पश्चिममा सुनेको हो न्युजमा होइन के अरे सर त्यो के गोठ रे सर छपडी गोठ होइन
Yes.
त्यसको बारेमा यसो केही भनिदिनु त
Yes,
त्यो
yes,
कुन
sir.
चाहिँ हो त्यो सेकेन्ड वेभ फेमिनिजम भित्रै पर्छ कि जस्तो लाग्छ है अहिले पनि
yeah, that is yeah,
Of
त्यो
that's
course.
सिचुएसनले
second,
हेर्दाखेरि yeah.
Mhm.
second wave because the other context which is not similar and exploitation the woman going through is highly differs from one place to another place, and the concept of victimization is still we have in our society and people are doing so, and so that's why I think we are in second wave feminism.
Yeah. So we can say that the situation of women in our society is context specific. They have got different types of problems. The problem of one woman is not the problem in another society. You know. So according to Subhash Kharel, sir, we are in second wave feminism, and our movement should be to the post feminism. We need to make this kind of exploitations over female need to be outdated. We need to go to the post-feminism. You know. Okay, let's move to the another topic.
Yes.
So
Okay.
after having introduction with those four topics, let's discuss about what is actually a feminism regarding this connection with critical discourse analysis. You know. So okay, feministic CDA studies the complex relationship of power and ideology that sustains gender-based hierarchies in social arrangement. No? So, as we have already discussed that, so feminism, no? So, feminism says that the women are not as powerful as male in our society. No? So, power and ideology in our society, you know, that is different. The power of woman, the power of a male, the ideology of a male, the ideology of a female, according to this gender, that is different. So, feministic CDA studies this power and ideology regarding in our social arrangement. And the aim of feminist CDA is to reveal gender-based power relations that are discursively produced, sustained, negotiated, and challenged in different contexts and communities. What is the main aim of CDA here, of feministic CDA? No? The main aim, objectives of feministic CDA is to show the gender-based power relation. No? Is to reflect what kind of gender-based power relation are there which are being discussed in our discourse. No? our discourse, the discourse that we are using at our society, express different types of power relation, and those power relation can be reflected in in terms of gender. So that is the purpose, that is the aim, that is objective of CDA. CDA does not talk more than to reflect gender-based power relation between male and female, which are being discussed in everyday discourse. And feministic CDA is obviously interdisciplinary in nature. So what is interdisciplinary? Hmm? Interdisciplinary.
Interdisciplinary is
more than two disciplines.
Yeah,
having
Interconnected more than two disciplines.
yeah. Interconnected. It means it has got some extension in other
discipline.
discipline also. Yeah. It is not within the society. This feminism cannot be confined within the society only. No.
Yeah.
This study of feminism is not within only our society. It is in our politics. It is in culture. It is in other types of discipline.
Yes.
No. So when you go to buy something in a supermarket, no, so in that supermarket also we have the concept of feminism. Now look at the business. So there are lots of shopping or lots of shops which are running in order to attract the attention of females only. You know, in culture also we have got this kinds of concept. In our society also we have this type of concept. In politics we have this concept. You know, it's that's why we can say that it is interdisciplinary. It is not a single disciplinary. You know, its application can be used in multiple other discipline. That is what we can say the feministic CDA. And the ultimate goal of feminist CDA is a radical social transformations with the unrestricted possibilities of both women and men as human beings. The ultimate goal, final goal, is to change the society. In what situations? No? What
See,
happens according to our religious concept? It is said that God has chosen male to be the messenger of God. Is it or not? Messenger. Male are the messenger of the God. You know, male has got the power. You know, male has got the power to form the law, to form the systems. You know, so
yeah,
this kind of concept may make the woman may make the woman to obey what the female or what the male they are exercising in their society. They have to accept. You know, and woman and men, woman is not is equal to human being at this moment. You know, if we think that male are everything in our society, it means that women are not equal to human beings. You know, and male mean they are equal to human beings. So it means there is gap. You know, gap that is being existed from past. And this ultimate goal of the feminist is to fill up this kind of gap, you know, and filling that gap would be a social transformation, you know, where human being refers to male and female both. Uh, Are you getting this point or not?
yeah, we're getting.
Yeah. So it means that there is a gap between a male and female, you know, from the very earlier time, you know. So filling that gap is the ultimate goal of CDA. That gap, filling that gap is known as a social transformations. That is what we can say the post-feminism.
Yeah.
And it views that the liberal ideology of sameness of freedom and equality between male and female does not work for eradicating discrimination. You know. Liberal ideology, the ideology of freedom, you know, the ideology of equality, you know. So it may not eradicate, finish the discrimination between male and female. No. So do you think that our world will be discrimination less society in the future?
Yes.
सम्झिनुहोस् त एकपल्ट र अनि त्यसपछि भन्नुहोस् पनि So do you think that it is possible to have discrimination less society in the future or not?
Exactly,
Discrimination
it will be possible.
It
from
is?
the no, it is not. From the point of dialectical relational approach, we can't imagine a society without discrimination. Discrimination always exists.
So I want to hear the voices of women also, female also. So please. So I miss. So do you think that it is possible to establish equality between male and female? What do you think? So I miss your microphone is mute, please. You need to unmute first.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so I miss I want your views. Do you think that there is possibility to set up equality between male and female in the future or not?
It is possible to establish uh, equality between male and female in future. If we see uh, in our tradition, there is um, more operation, more abstraction by male in patriarchal society in a place. But nowadays, in 21st century, uh, male and women are treating equally. Both are getting equal opportunity. They both are supported by their family member and society too. Mm.
Okay. Mm.
So
So,
it is possible to get equality between male and female, but uh, both male and female cannot do the uh, same activity equally. Maybe the problem of their um,
yeah.
Biological
capacity.
ability.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So, whatever you have said, that is what we can say. Our assumption. That is our assumption. No, we will be able to set up equality in our society. No, it is our assumptions. I think so. No, actually, what happens? No, I have got my one daughter and my one son. हेर्नुहोस् है मेरो अवस्था म आफै पनि भनिरहेको छु है. So I am also facing same kind of situations here, and I try to set up equality between my son and my daughter. You know. So अन्डर डटरलाई म इक्वालिटी राख्छु भनेर इक्वल अपर्च्युनिटी प्रोभाइड गर्छु भनेर मलाई सोचिरहेको छु र म दिइरहेको पनि छु. I have made my daughter being passed SEE from one of the good private schools, you know. And similarly, I'm also providing educations to my daughter, son also. So I think there is no differences between the quality of education imparting to them, you know. But what happens, you know, due to some of the cultural things, cultural concept, I'm not able to set up equality between my son and daughter. है कल्चरल रेस्ट्रिक्सनहरू छ नि है सोसियल रेस्ट्रिक्सनहरू छ नि त्यसले गर्दाखेरि अहिले पनि मैले त्यो जुन चाहना गरेको छु मेरो छोरा र छोरीमा जुन किसिमको इक्वालिटी होस् भन्ने कुरा तर मलाई त्यो सोसाइटीले चाहिँ कल्चरले चाहिँ रेस्ट्रिक्ट गरिरहेको पनि देखिरहेको छु क्या त्यो भनेको मतलब के वाट डज इट मिन होइन इट मिन्स द्याट इन द नेम अफ इराडिकेटिङ डिस्क्रिमिनेसन if we do not go through the cultural transformation, if we do not go through the social transformations, if we do not stop the past traditions, we cannot set up equality between male and female. It is sure. No. And this feminism, the concept of feminism also believes that freedom, equality between male and female, it does not work for eradicating discrimination because there are so many women. There are women in our society, because there are so many women who are facing problems because of unchanged social structure. कुन बेला सम्भव छैन त
Social structure.
Yeah, when we are continuing our past social structure, okay, त्यो पहिलाको social structure अहिले पनि continue गर्यो भने it is not possible to eradicate the discriminations. Right? So there is lacking of role models, women role models in patriarchal society. What happens? Whatever the great deed done by the woman, so that does not become the role model. Right? So women role models are very less. No? And self-determined leadership style for women managers. हामीले अस्ति भनेको थियौँ नि के अरे हाम्रो यो उपसभामुख को थियो अरे पहिला अस्ति के नाम थियो अरे उपसभामुखको सम्झिनु उनले एउटा स्टेटमेन्ट एकदम राम्रो स्टेटमेन्ट ल्याएको थियो थाहा छ सम्झिनु त के थियो त्यो स्टेटमेन्ट राज संस्था हामीले हटायौँ भने त अरू नै अन्य पुरुषको राज संस्था पो रहेछ त यहाँ भनेर भनेको थियो नि हो क्या सुन्नु भएको थियो नि So, leadership, self-determined leadership style for women managers, that is lacking in our society. हामी त यहाँनिर एउटा महिला कोही लिडरसिप गर्न चाहन्छ लिडिङ गर्न चाहन्छ भने हामीले के गर्छौँ we blame or something negatively. No, suppression of non-mainstream voices in peer discussions. In a peer discussions, male and female discussions, we feel that the voices of women that is not as powerful as the male. Right? And double shift work sold by women in office and at home. अब के गर्ने इक्वालिटी को नेममा के छ भन्दाखेरि women they have to do the home household work as well as office work overload. So because of this kind of situations, it is very difficult to eradicate discriminations between male and female in our society. Existing social structures, lack of female role models, and lack of determined leadership, suppressed voice of women, work overload, they are obstacles for eradicating discriminations in our society. So if these things exist, then we will not be able to remove equality between, we will not be able to remove the exploitations over female. The problem of women are diversified. So what is the problem? We are not familiar with that kind of problem, because when we consider such one problem is existing in one society, same problem may not be understood as a problem in another society. So we are not able to extract what is real problem in that society. Because problem are dynamic, problem are changing, problem are diversified. So that is the concept of feminism. Do you have any kind of questions regarding this slide? हेर्नुहोस् यसमा भएको पोइन्ट्सहरूमा केही त्यस्तो क्वेसनहरू सोध्नु छ भने प्लिज यु क्यान गो अन आस्किङ दिस क्वेसन्स एनी
When we have to do critical discourse analysis of any text, so is it possible to do analysis on any text, or there must have the discourse must have in some kind of that context. The discourse must have to include those kind of feministic like influences there, or there must be some kind of those issues must be in that text, or in any text we can do that feminist approach.
Yeah, it means you want to ask me the questions that does CDA does CDA eradicate the discrimination between male and female? No. Are you trying to ask these questions?
I mean to say that while approaching feminist approach to CDA, yeah, so is it possible to apply this approach to any text, or the text nature determines the approaches that we have to apply in that CDA?
Yeah, here the feministic approach to CDA advocates for the application of feminism in any kind of discourse. No, it means our discourse need to be oriented towards the socialist structure. No, I mean to say that a poem which is composed, no, so that poem need to have feministic perspectives in order to attack the existing socialist structure, because this critical discourse analysis, feministic views on critical discourse analysis understand that our existing socialist structure need to be changed. So our discourse must be formed against those kind of existing socialist structure. As one example. No? And another when we are having any kind of role models, no, so our discourse should be oriented towards praise of female, role of female के फिमेलको रोललाई इन्करेज गर्ने किसिमको डिस्कोर्सहरू क्रिएट होस् अब हैन जे पनि मेलले गरेछ भन्ने होइन अब हैन फिमेललाई सपोर्ट गर्ने किसिमको फिमेलको रोल सो द स्टोरी अफ फिमेल द सक्सेस अफ फिमेल the achievement of the female need to be discussed in our discourses. त्यो भयो भने चाहिँ अलिअलि चेन्जेस बिस्तारै सेटअप गर्न सकिन्छ कि यसले के विश्वास गर्छ भन्दाखेरि डिस्कोर्स रिलेटेड टु द फेमिनिजम will be able to eradicate discrimination. No? And it has also discovered some of the problems. What are the obstacles for setting up equality between male and female? So that is socialist structure, that is role model, lack of role model, that is lack of leadership, that is suppressed voice of female. So our discourse should advocate to remove such kind of things. So if our discourse remove this kind of things, then I think we will be able to set up equality. भनेर भन्दा रहेछ यसले चाहिँ डिस्कसमा एउटा कथाले के चाहिँ गरोस् त अब फिमेलको स्टोरी बनाओस् न भने के फिमेलको सक्सेस स्टोरी लेखोस् न यस
Does this go only with the production or for the analysis also? You must have to look from the analysis part also.
Yeah, it is first it should be in production aspects. Then after this feminism perspectives need to be used in order to analyze such kind of situations also.
So I'm confused with that. CDA.
Yeah.
In CDA, are we just like directly connected with the production or with the analysis?
No, CDA is concerned with analysis here. No, it means while you are understanding any kind of text, you have to use feminist perspectives. Especially those kind of
Yeah, I
perspectives
got
should be related to social structure, social role models, no suppressed voices of women that need to be analyzed through CDA.
but the nature, doesn't the nature of the discourse, the nature of the discourse demands the approaches, isn't it?
Just say again, please.
The nature of discourse or the text,
Hmm.
yeah. So doesn't determine the approaches that we have to apply in those discourses.
I couldn't understand your question here.
The nature of the discourse,
Yeah, that is existing discourse. The nature of existing discourse.
the existing discourse. So that matters. That doesn't that matters that which approach we are using or which approach from the which approach we can just analyze that text.
Yeah, yeah. It means you want to say that what kind of approach need to be used is determined by the existing discourse. Are you
Yeah,
saying this?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so nature of the discourse also determines the what kind of perspectives need to be used. But as an analyzer, no, as a critical discourse analyst, you can use one of the perspectives. I think so. You are free to choose any kind of perspectives. No. So anything can be studied from any kind of perspectives on which you want to use. Okay. तपाईँलाई कुन कुन पर्सपेक्टिभ युज गर्न मन लागेको छ त्यो तपाईँ फ्री हुनुहुन्छ त्यही भएर त तपाईँ डिस्कोर्स क्रिटिकल डिस्कोर्स एनालिस्ट हुनुभयो त यसमा यही फेमिनिजमै प्रयोग गर भन्न पनि पाइएन यसमा मार्क्सिजमै प्रयोग गर भन्नु नि पाएन यु आर फ्री टु चुज एनी काइन्ड अफ पर्सपेक्टिभ्स एकर्डिङ टु द डिस्कोर्स
I got it, but my question is that does feminist approach fit in any text? It is
वाइ नट
my question. So
Why not?
I
Any
think
kind
that
of discourse, listen to me, it believes that any kind of discourse that is a reflection of a society, social structures. No. So this kind of that social structure, so it connects those social structure in according to the gender. So we can use it also. यो त टेक्स्ट भनेको त सोसाइटीको रिफ्लेक्सन न त हो होइन सोसाइटीमा के देखिएको छ के स्ट्रक्चर देखिएको छ मेल र फिमेलको स्ट्रक्चर देखिएको छ भनेपछि हामीले त्यो पर्सपेक्टिभ युज गर्न सक्छौँ जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई चाहिँ एम आई राइट यदु सर
Yes.
Yes, sir. Perfectly. That is the same. Because what perspective or how do we analyze and how we can see, this is the most important thing. Yes, so
Yeah.
like you get any text, after getting that text or after getting that discourse, from what perspective you want to discuss, from what perspective you want to analyze. Just for the same cases, just for example, likewise, like educational educational revolution in the federal Nepal. Like just we can see that example. Then how can we see? Just we want to see the education from the historical background. We see the historical approach. Then you
Yeah.
want to see the education from the different subject matters, from the different discipline. You can go to the interdisciplinary. You can go to the multidisciplinary.
Yes.
You can see the educational from the status of the women or status of the that by this gender-based criteria that goes towards the feminism. Likewise, if you want to go in two folds in different directions, you can apply this dialectal one. Then if you want to analyze that educational system from the capitalist view, you can go to the Marxist one. That's why the perspective is determined by the analyzer. That's why
Yeah.
what we are discussing, that is the perfect, sir. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Subhash sir, are you clear?
yeah, okay.
Yeah. So we are free to choose any kind of perspectives. So what is the rationale of this CDA? What is the rationale for CDA? You know, so if your purpose, what is the aim or objective of CDA? What is your objectives? If you want to apply, as we have already discussed, if you want to apply feminism in CDA, so what is the rationality? What is the rationale here? So to challenge the patriarchal orientation of research and scholarship. if you want to raise the questions about patriarchal conditions of the society, you can apply this feministic CDA. To establish a feministic perspective in language and discursive studies. So I think these points you can clearly understand. To establish a feministic perspectives in language and discursive studies, we need feministic CDA in order to establish feminism in our discourse. To change gender-based relation and existing condition of this relation substantively. So gender-based relation to change, to raise the questions about gender-based relations, and about if we want to go against existing conditions that male are every time superior than female. If we want to go against this kind of conditions, we can apply feministic CDA. So to establish a feministic perspective to change discursively enacted operation within mainstream CDA and encourage female scholars. So encouragement for the encouraging female scholars, uh, raising the voices of oppressed females. So we need to apply this feministic CDA to provide a common forum to female scholars in different parts of the world. This feminism is a common platform for those scholars who are advocating the feminism, and to promote the feministic visibility and voices in mainstream CDA. Feministic visibility, feministic insight, and feministic voice. To develop this kind of voices, we need to apply feminism in feministic in CDA to contribute the growing body of feminism discourse where feminist CDA has occupied a surprisingly marginal position. It means to bring the female into a mainstream of the nations. We can apply this feministic perspectives to raise the voice of marginal females, to demystifying the relationship of gender, power, and ideology. Demystifying means disclose the interrelationship of gender, disclose the interrelationship of gender, power, and ideology in discourse. We can apply this feministic CDA. So, in what situations are you going to apply this feministic CDA, feministic perspectives in analyzing any kind of discourse? अघि तपाईँको क्वेसनको एन्सर चाहिँ यहाँनिर छ.
Yeah.
So if we have got this kind of purpose, then we can apply, we can view any kind of text from the feminist perspectives. If you want to find out what are the marginal voices of a female, what is the voices of female, what is the situations of the female, and how the female operations is being discussed, is being existing in our society. So if your purpose is to understanding these things, then you can apply for feminism in CDA. Are you clear about this?
Yes.
यो त अघि टपिक आउनुभन्दा अगाडि नै डिस्कस भइसकेको कुरा हो है. अघि उहाँको क्वेसनले हामीले प्रयोग गर्न सक्छौँ त भनेर सोध्नु भएको थियो. जुनमा नि प्रयोग गर्न सक्छौँ त? यस, we can use this kind of perspectives in any kind of text if our purpose is related towards the situations of female, exploitation of female, oppression of female. So we can apply this kind of perspectives in discourse. Feministic approach. So what are the issues which can be investigated in feministic CDA? Can you tell some of the points that need to be investigated in feministic CDA? Lokendra sir, can you guess? यो कस्तो कस्तो किसिमको इस्युजहरू चाहिँ फेमिनिस्टिक CDA ले इन्भेस्टिगेट गर्छ होला जस्तो लाग्छ. सो प्लिज हाम्रो यहाँ ग्यालेक्सी J7 प्राइम भन्ने सर, ल सर यसो तपाईँको मलाई नाम त थाहा भएन, यहाँ ग्यालेक्सी J7 छ सरको नाम.
Yes, Gangaramji, I think. Gangaramji.
Gangaramji, unmute you first. Unmute your microphone.
It's okay now?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yes.
Okay. Yeah, CDA investigate some crucial issues concerning to gender ideologies and woman powers.
Mm.
Mm, Actually, in the provision of Nepal, yes, I like to concern with post-feminism in the context of Nepal. If we go in Nepal, it's actually the condition is a bit changed than the innocent time. Now our constituent 2072 uh, has managed or kept some provisions of the equality and that and there is the participation of women each and every component of the government sectors as well as the in low levels too. So in CDA, even we can integrate related other components to issues viewpoint of not only feminists. There are the issues of concerning to male to how the issues are raising, why they are raising, why women are discriminated, why they are under estimated by the male, and why they are not equal in powers or the that ideologies in our community or in our society. So the issues are not raising not only by the women's, they are issues they are raised by the male to due to the male. The reasons are male too, so we can focus a bit in that point too. Is why they are discriminated, why the male are dominated, why they are they are awareness, they are conscious about the change about the movement, but still they are dominating. Why? Yes, we can raise, we can see from that point too, in my view.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So, मलाई यहाँ एउटा याद आयो कि अहिले भर्खरै, so I think that I need to say it. So when he talks about constitution of the Nepal, no, we can say that according to the constitution, according to the theory, we are in postmodernism of feminism. Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, post
Yeah,
feminism, yes.
yeah. According to constitutions, and but according to the
Constitution.
practicality, according to the practicality, we are in second wave feminism. है प्र्याक्टिकलिटी हेर्ने हो भने चाहिँ कहाँ छौँ हामी सेकेन्ड वेभ फेमिनिजममा छौँ
Second,
तर theoretically हेर्ने हो भने चाहिँ कहाँ छौँ त भन्दाखेरि we are in postmodernism.
postmodern.
No? So it means that whatever the theory and whatever the practical, they are being practiced. No? If we compare these two things, then we can find out the situation of female that is being different, whatever we have assumed. Right? So, and another is here I mean to say that I'm going to list out some of the possible issues. That feministic approach in CDA, need to be applied. Why? What are the issues? What are the topics? What are the sectors? What are the areas that we are going to investigate if we see any kind of CDA from feministic perspectives? So I think I will list out some of the areas. So if you are agreed, raise your hands. If you are not agreed, keep your finger in front of your mouth. This left finger, okay, not right. Are you agreed or not? If you are agreed, raise your hands. If you are not agreed, keep your left finger in front of your mouth. Okay, I'm going to list out some of the possible issues here.
Mhm.
Woman position in society. What is that? Raise your hands or what is it? You are not doing
Position,
any kind of. Huh?
it means position is equal to male or that
No, no. I mean to say, listen to me, please. I
yeah, yeah,
mean to say that I'm going to list out some of the
yeah.
possible areas,
Issues,
some of the
issues,
issues to be
issues, yeah.
investigated in feministic CDA. Are you agreed on
Mhm.
this or not? Woman position in society. That means feministic CDA
Yes, yes, why
investigate
not?
the woman position.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, then raise your hands
Yeah,
if you are agreed.
yeah, agreed. Mm.
Okay, so stop that kind of activities now.
Gender
So, uh, gender discrimination, yes.
yes.
Yeah,
institutional factors,
Yeah, why not?
political factors,
Yeah.
social factors,
Yeah.
Yes.
hegemony. Do you know this?
Yeah.
What is this hegemony?
Mm, I can't understand. So.
उहाँ के अरे हाम्रो सर मैले यहाँ जिमेल एड्रेस हुनुहुन्छ 075@gmail सर यसो एकपल्ट ट्राई गर्नु त सर यो ब्लू ड्रेसमा हुनुहुन्छ नि टी सर्ट बनाउनु भएको सर
I've got it.
Yes, sir.
सो डु यु नो अबाउट हेगामनी
No, sir.
हेजमनी ओके एनीवन सो
Money is dominancy or leadership.
कस्तो कस्तो खाले डोमिनेट यो डोमिनेसन हो कि इज इट डोमिनेसन अर लिडरसिप वाट इज इट
Domination, dominating and leading. Dominatingly leading.
डोमिनेटिङ एन्ड लिडिङ इट मिन्स
Dominatingly dominancy of, dominancy of a person or a nation on a person or on the nation.
क्यान यु गिभ मी सम एक्जाम्पल प्लिज
For instance, China is hegemonical on the other nations in the technological area.
हाउ
China holds more than 75% of the production in electronic and technical area. And if that country wants to have some kind of asymmetries or in the kind of like some kind of problem, if they are not agree with some kind of issues, they can make some kind of what do you say, like they can create some kind of problems during the market.
Okay. So in this situation, we are suffering from a worldwide problem that is coronavirus. है हामीले त्यो समस्या त हामीलाई थाहा छ अहिले whatever the China says to the people of the world, do this, and we are doing this one without raising any kind of questions. Is it or not?
Yes.
Oh, is it? Oh, why? No, China has
Sorry?
got power. No,
Yeah.
so in these situations, no, in this present situation, we are suffering from this pandemic situation, and in this situation, whatever the China suggests us to do, whatever the China told us to do, we do it because we believe that China has overcome over coronavirus. है उसले त कोरोना भाइरस जितेको छ नि तर उसले जे भन्छ हामी मान्छौँ कि किन भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ मान्छौँ आइदर द्याट इज अ गुड अर नट No, but we accept it. They are ruling.
Yeah.
They are ruling our behavior nowadays.
Yeah.
No, use sanitizer भनेर भने उसले हामीले सेनिटाइजर प्रयोग गर्दियौँ हैन एक्सेप्ट गर्यौँ नि why do we accept? We accept because China is able to overcome that situations. So it means they are ruling us के अब they are ruling our behavior nowadays. लकडाउन गरिदिनुस् है लकडाउन गर्यो भने अब यो सेफ हुन्छ भनेर भनिदियो. So China is in power and trying to rule our behavior, no? And we are accepting that one also. We are not rejecting.
Yeah.
Reject हुँदाखेरि हेर्नु त अमेरिकाले रिजेक्ट गर्यो 24-25 मान्छे मर्यो हैन हामीले एक्सेप्ट गरेका छौँ अहिलेसम्म चाहिँ अलि कम छ भने मतलब के त भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ चाइना हेज हेगोमनाइज्ड आवर माइन्ड के अब त्यहाँ द पावर अफ चाइना द रुलिङ अफ चाइना इज एक्सेप्टेड on us. We are not rejecting. This is called hegemony. So, class, you are a teacher, you are hegemonized, you are hegemoning your students. Your students are being hegemonized by you because your students believe you. Whatever you tell them, they accept your ruling over them. So, this kind of इस्यु इज अल्सो स्टडिड बाई हेगामोनी अहिले फिमेलले पनि मेलको एगेन्स्टमा डाइरेक्ट भोइस उठाउँछन् र हु इज द हेड अफ यर फ्यामिली भन्दाखेरि मेल माई फादर भन्छ होइन बिकज दे आर हेबिचुएटेड टु एक्सेप्ट इट हेगामोनिक भनेको चाहिँ आर यु गेटिङ ओके यो पावर छ उसले चाहिँ रुलिङ गर्छ त्यो रुलिङलाई चाहिँ के गर्छ त स्वीकार गर्छ के स्वीकार्न लगाएर रुलिङ गर्छ द्याट इज नेचुरल जस्तो लाग्छ हामीलाई हेर्दाखेरि एन्ड इनइक्वालिटी न अपरेसन्स patriarchy gender norms and roles male dominance no, empowering women so these are some of the possible issues that can be investigated in any kind of discourse through feministic approach यति कुराहरु चाहिँ तपाईले यो this list does not end here no you can make this list long no so but your purpose while you are using feministic approach in CDA your purpose is to find out the position of women in our society how the position of woman what is the position of woman being discussed in that text no and what kind of gender discrimination is being discussed into that text that should be your purpose that should be your area of investigations if you are applying feministic approach to CDA बुझ्नुभयो and next one some key principles okay are you feeling boring or not
No.
मलाई फेरि क्लास अलि लामो गरेर लिन मन लाग्छ कि खोइ के गफ गरी मलाई कस्तो लागिरहेछ तपाईहरुलाई कस्तो लागिरहेछ मलाई सिसी भने so have you got any kind of problem regarding my medium of instruction here I am using sometimes Nepali sometimes English what do you wish
a mixture no it's
okay so if you have got any kind of difficulties please let me know it so key principles of feministic CDA theory and practice here so what are the principles of feministic CDA so first one is feministic analytical activism this is the first principle what does this principle say feministic CDA is concerned with critiquing discourse which sustain a patriarchal social order that gives privilege to men and marginalized women so what is it what does this principle say no it criticizes the privileged of men no it criticizes the marginalization of women that means it is against the power of men and powerless women it try to empower it says that it is concerned with empowering the woman so it is against what we can say that it is concerned with patriarchal society in which we have got the concept of men they are privileged they are powerful and women they are not privileged they are marginalized so it criticizes this kind of concept by critiquing gender-based discrimination social practices and relation feministic CDA aims to bring social transformation for creating a just society so it criticizes gender-based discriminations so according to the gender we are discriminating in our social life so it criticizes those kind of things it try to bring the social transformation it search for the social transformations and feminist CDA also aims to raise critical awareness of people about gender discrimination through research and teaching so this feministic CDA aims to develop more awareness on people through research using feministic approach and through teaching using feministic approach. No? So feministic CDA is not neutral. It is not neutral. Feministic CDA also does not treat male and female equal. यो पनि neutral छैन. So it is also biased. कतापट्टि छ ढल्किया छ त यो. So it takes it is not neutral as takes explicit instance for raising the voices of women who are discriminated by patriarchal social order. भने critical भन्ने बित्तिकै के छ त? The word critical in this subject does not refer to the multiple interpretation, but it refers to the support for those who are powerless. यो discourse analysis को critical चाहिँ multiple interpretation सँग होइन, सम्बन्धित भएको छैन यो. यसले के भन्छ भन्दा critical भनेको चाहिँ powerless छ, जो dominate छ, त्यसलाई चाहिँ अपग्रेड गर्नुपर्छ, त्यसलाई अप टु डेट बनाउनुपर्छ, त्यसलाई इम्पावर गर्नुपर्छ भनेर चाहिँ प्रयोग गरिएको वर्ड हो यो. So the first principle, feministic analytical activism, talks about criticism. No, talks about criticism. What kind of criticism? No, power of male. No, it does not believe that male they are powerful. It does not believe that female are powerless. You know, if you have got such kind of concept, it criticizes such kind of concept. यो conceptलाई criticize गर्छ एउटा. Second one, it desire for the social transformation. Third one, it try to develop the critical awareness. And fourth one, it try to empower the powerless woman in our society. That is called feministic analytical activism. एउटा प्रिन्सिपल बुझ्नुभयो है. अब सेकेन्ड प्रिन्सिपल के छ हेर्नु त, जेन्डर एज आइडियोलोजिकल स्ट्रक्चर. यो फेमिनिजम भनेर किन आयो होला है, कसरी आयो होला, व्हाट इज द ओरिजिन पोइन्ट? ओरिजिन कहाँबाट भयो होला त? फ्रम वेयर इज इट ओरिजिनेटेड? So it believes that its origin point is gender. There is a male and female, and this situation is the starting of feminism, ideology of feminism. So feministic CDA views gender as ideological structure. Gender as ideological structure that divides people into the two classes, men and women, based on hierarchical relation of domination and subordination respectively. The gender-based ideological structure imposes binary distinction between women and men. Such distinction varies according to the time and place. It believes its origin has been started from the gender. That means there is a male and female in our society. So this is the origin point of this ideology. And but it believes that this kind of distinction between male and female, that is not universal. As we have already said, third wave woman ma हामीले third wave feminism मा हामीले अघि पनि डिस्कसन गरेका छौं हैन. It is second wave feminism मा हामीले अहिले पनि डिस्कसन गरेका थियौं. The situation of male and female is not similar throughout the world. It is different according to time and place. And this ideological structure gives benefit to men in terms of symbolic, political, social and economical capital. For example, in English language, he is used as a common pronoun which ensures visibility of males and invisibility of female. Do you understand this third point? Please study this third point. Read this third point. The ideology structure gives benefit to men in terms of symbol, in terms of political, in terms of social and capital, economic capital. That means this ideology of feminism believes that male are getting benefit from the representation, from the politics, from the society, from the capital. No. Who are the owner? Male are the owner. Is it or not? Who are the social leader? Male are the social leaders. And who are the producers? Male are the producers. So it believes in that way. So for example, look at here. While showing any kind of representation or showing or symbolic, in English language we use he as a common pronoun. हामी पनि बोल्दाखेरि पनि he she भनेर she भन्दा पनि बढी he प्रयोग गरिरहेको छौँ. Why? It means we see male, presence of a male is realized. The proper now the now pronoun he refers to the presence of male and absence of female, which we use more. So this is what ideologically male are getting benefit. Gender ideology is hegemonic in the sense that it often does not appear as domination at all. It is ruling without domination. Dominate चाहिँ गरे हुन्छ तर we don't notice that it is domination. We accept this one. Instead, it appears consensual and acceptable to most people in a community. So do you understand this fourth point?
Yeah.
And like other ideology, it is exercised discursively. So in a discourse, we can find out such kind of ideologies there. And patriarchal ideology can be challenged and resisted through discourse. So gender as ideological structure as a principle says that feminism has been originated from the gender, and according to the gender there is a problem, there is a gap between male and female. That gap is not universal, it is different according to the time and place, and this gender has provided benefit to the male, and this gender has hegemonized the female in our society who are accepting the domination of a male, and they don't realize they are being exploited. And it is against it is what it is practiced in a discourse. So that is what we can say, the gender as ideological structure. Second principle. And third, complexity of a gender and power relation. It's a complex gender and power relation. Why? There is a great deal of similarity as well as diversity in the perception of gender. So we can say that the power relation between male and female is complex. There is somewhere there is a similarity and somewhere there is diversity, as we have already said. And gender-based power relations are a struggle over varied interest. And gender-based power relation can be of two types, one overt and a covert. Now let's discuss about this overt. पहिला तपाईले gender-based power relation भनेर बुझ्नु भएको छ? So do you think that everywhere throughout this world male are able to exploit the female? Please.
I don't think so. Everywhere it's not possible.
So that's why it is called complexity. Is it or not?
Yeah.
It is difficult to understand. Kina? This power relation is difficult to understand. Whatever the prediction is there regarding the power relation, that is not similar everywhere. That is different also. So it is very difficult to understand it. So we have two types of power relation, one overt and another is covert power relations. Overt power relation as include social practices that exclude women, physical violence against women, and sexual harassment and denigration of women. Denigration भनेको भ्यालु कम हुनु चाहिँ है अवमूल्यन भन्छौँ नि हामीले हैन ओभर पावर रिलेसन भनेको which can be clearly seen in our society. No? For example, rejection of woman, that is over power relation हो त्यो वुमनलाई रिजेक्ट गर्ने फिजिकल भाइलेन्स टुवर्ड्स वुमन श्रीमानले श्रीमतीलाई आक्रमण गर्ने sexual harassment and denigration of woman no अवमूल्यन वुमनको अवमूल्यन भने हो so which are clearly seen our existing society no that is overt no and another covert power relation is harmless form of woman so it is harmless form of power and यसमा चाहिँ हार्मफुलै हुन्छ यो ओभर्टमा चाहिँ it is directly harmful towards the woman no and the second is covert is harmless towards woman is discursive in nature and dispersed throughout the society. This sort of power seems to be hegemonic in nature and based on internalization of gender-based discrimination. It is difficult to recognize and consider to be legitimate in nature. हामीले यो हेगामोनिक भनेको थियो नि हेगामोनिक चाहिँ यो सेकेन्डबाट सुरु हुँदो रहेछ यो फर्स्टमा त के हुन्छ in first women are directly suffered and in second women are indirectly suffered. In first women are seen as a victim in second women are indirectly seen as a victim accepting male as a power no for example your family head is a father त्यही भएर आमा कहिलेकाहीँ मम्मीले भन्नुभयो आमाले भन्नुभएको कुरा पनि बुवाले काट्दियो भने चाहिँ राम्रै कुरा पनि काट्यो भने यस इट इज राइट भनेर एक्सेप्ट गर्ने कुराहरु चाहिँ के हो त कोभर्ट हो है यो दुईटा किसिमको कम्प्लेक्सिटी हुँदो रहेछ है यो पावर रिलेसन भने दुई तरिकाको हुँदो रहेछ एउटा इजिली सिन एउटा हिडन and feminist CDA examines how power and dominance are discursively produced so complexity of gender and power relation talks about these two types of power and it studies these two types of power भनेर भन्न खोजेको थर्ड प्रिन्सिपल बुझ्नुभयो and fourth such discrimination are not universal in nature rather they are context specific gender discrimination is not only the based on sex but also in terms of race religion class and sexual orientation and authenticity यो प्रिन्सिपल तपाईले बुझ्नु भएको हैन भन्नुस् त मैले एकपल्ट म भन्छु है सम्झिनुला सो कम्प्लेक्सिटी अफ जेन्डर एन्ड पावर रिलेसन भनेको चाहिँ के रहेछ भन्दाखेरि इट इज भेरी डिफिकल्ट टु अन्डरस्ट्यान्ड द रिलेसनशिप अन्डरस्ट्यान्ड द पावर रिलेसनशिप बिट्विन मेल एन्ड फिमेल के काहीँ चाहिँ क्लियरली देखिन्छ जस्तो इफ देयर इज फिजिकल अट्याक टुवर्ड्स द वुमन हैन त्यो वुमनलाई फिजिकल अट्याक भएको छ भने चाहिँ हामीले त्यहाँ क्लियरली देख्छौँ द्याट वुमन इज बिङ exploited so that type of relation that type of power relation is over power relation because it directly harms the woman and another is women themselves accept male are powerful more powerful than female male are more intellectual than female so यस्तो किसिमको कन्सेप्ट चाहिँ के हो त कोभर्ट पावर रिलेसन हो यो हेगामोनिक भन्ने रुल्ड गरिने है so it studies this kind of two types of power relation in a discourse and direct power direct exploited भएको छ कि इन्डाइरेक्टली एक्सप्लोइट भएको छ डाइरेक्ट पावर एक्सर्साइज भएको छ कि इन्डाइरेक्ट पावर एक्सर्साइज भएको छ डोमिनेसन भएको छ कि हेगामोनिक भएको छ भनेर स्टडी गर्दै रहेछ यसले बुझ्नु भएको हैन एदु सर हेलो एदु सर
Okay, sir. I'm hearing, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Go on, sir.
Yes. And discuss in the deconstruction of gender. Another. Gender like deconstruction. Do you know deconstruction?
No, sir.
यो धेरैले सुन्नुभयो होला यो शब्द त यसो एकजनाले आफ्नो अनुभव सेयर गरिदिनु त डिकन्स्ट्रक्सन शोभा म्याडम सुभाष सर नरेन्द्र केसी सर डिकन्स्ट्रक्सन प्लिज व्हाट इज डिकन्स्ट्रक्सन to make something new is it that deconstruction कसैको ओपिनियन आएन प्लिज Edu sir hello
Yes sir I am listening sir.
Yeah sir so will you talk about something about deconstruction
Okay sir. Okay, so like in case of the deconstruction, there what we think, like we can see here in the terms, there is D in the bracket and construction at the outside. It's Sanjay sir prepared also.
yeah
Like this is construction of the ideas on the basis of the new realities. This means what? There is one reality landed there. Yes, we are finding one reality, that one. Then after we try to identify it, or we try to construct the new identity, we try to construct the new views or new realities. This means, especially we think this is the idea of on the basis of the traditional concept or on the basis of the landing concept, we have to generate the new concept. This is especially the postmodern approach. And in the postmodern approach, what happens? We respect to the subjective knowledge, then the knowledge from subjective to then nowadays we can tell intersubjective knowledge or the knowledge of the multi-dimensional perspectives one. So we have to form, we just so we can take the example. Likewise, just yesterday we talked in our class also. There is like Marxism. On the basis of the Marxism, like Frankfurt School construct the new concept and connected with the social realities. That means what? They are connecting ideas with the new realities on the land of this thing. So it is the process of bringing new realities from the subjective notion, and we clarify the ideas. We respect the perspectives of the different ideologies, because ideology can be varied by different perspectives, like economic, social perspectives, emotional perspectives, like cultural perspectives. Then we construct the ideas. So while constructing, we have to respect the traditional ideas, but we have to refine that and simply understand that this is the revising or reforming or restructuring of the ideas. Or we can also say that this is highly connected toward the reconceptualizing concept. Whenever we reconceptualize the ideas, there is the deconstruction. Okay, so I think it will be more clarified from Sanjay sir also. Okay.
yeah so as Edu sir has already said that constructions deconstructions no? So constructions of a new knowledge on the basis of existing situations. Yeah. So it means something which is going through the traditional way. If we try to find out something new regarding taking the reference of that existing things, that is called what we can say the deconstructions. It is not completely destroying. It is not completely destroying the knowledge, but it is what reconstructions of a knowledge on the basis of something new. That is what we can say the डिकन्स्ट्रक्सन्स भन्छौँ हामीले यसमा हामीले जहिले पनि अब हेर्नु त जेन्डर डिकन्स्ट्रक्सन अफ जेन्डर भनेको छ जेन्डर भने के मेलले फिमेललाई एक्सप्लोइट गर्दो रहेछ भनेर भन्नु चाहिँ के हो त एक्जिस्टिङ नलेज हो त्यो अब त्यसबाट समथिङ न्यू काइन्ड अफ इन्फर्मेसन समथिङ न्यू काइन्ड अफ नलेज इफ वी आर एबल टु जेनरेट बेस्ड अन द्याट जेन्डर द्याट बिकम्स अ डिकन्स्ट्रक्सन अफ जेन्डर भन्न सक्छौँ हामीले So feministic CDA consider discourse as a concern on as an element of social practices and focuses on discursively enacted ideology. Enacted ideology means those kind of ideology which are being practiced. You know, so this feministic CDA considered discourse. It is one of the social practice. It focuses on discursively enacted ideology. Application of that being application of the ideology which are being used in the discourse. You know, so it considered that things here. It considers the relationship between discourse and social practice to be dialectal. No. It considers social relationship between discourse and social practice. You know, on one side discourse, another side social practice. You know, if they are dialectal, dialectal in nature, analyze the construction of a gender in terms of representations. Whatever the existing philosophy behind these gender-based ideas, that is what the construction of a new types of representation, construction of the new type of relationship, construction of the new types of identities, based on the gender. So gender is constructed in two ways: co-construction of a gender, men versus woman, and another is construction of masculinity. Duita, the deconstruction of a gender is related to two ways of constructing information. That is one construction of a gender, that is male versus men versus woman, and construction of masculinity. So what is that men versus woman? So we are going to discuss it. So feministic CDA examines how gender is performed in different contexts, creating a hierarchical difference between the gender. यसमा यो फर्स्टमा को कन्स्ट्रक्सन अफ जेन्डरले के गरेछ भन्दा मेल भर्सेस वुमन, मेल एकातिर फिमेल एकातिर, and female feministic CDA examines how gender is performed in different contexts, creating hierarchical differences between gender. How these two types of gender, they are differences. The scope of an approach to analysis of discourse within feministic CDA is very broad, as it includes varied form of text and talks, including non-discursive aspects or images. So based on this gender, it tried to construct the various forms of the text, various forms of the talks, which are not discursively discussed into that discourse. That means whatever is indirectly represented, that is a kind of image. That image is also one of the deconstruction of a gender here. And it studies both overt and covert power relations and discriminations, as we have already discussed about this too. And it focuses on wide range of, it discusses, sorry, it focuses on wide range of aspects such as choices in lexis, clause, sentence, utterances, conversational truth, structure of arguments, and genres and interactions among discourses in interdiscursive analysis. That means what you have to think in short, this discourse is a deconstruction of a gender. In the deconstruction of a gender, talks about the change, talks about creation of a new knowledge that is based on gender. Now, whatever the concept about the gender in the past, that concept may be useful, certainly useful for the construction of a new type of knowledge भनेर यसले चाहिँ तेस्रो प्रिन्सिपल लिएको छ। जुन किसिमको जेन्डर इस्युहरू अहिले छ नि, ट्रेडिसनल जेन्डर इस्युहरू छ, त्यही ट्रेडिसनल जेन्डर इस्युहरूबाट पनि नयाँ नलेजहरू चाहिँ इन्फर्मेसनहरू चाहिँ क्रिएट गर्न सकिन्छ भनेर भन्नु चाहिँ के हो त भन्दाखेरि डिस्कोर्स इन द डिकन्स्ट्रक्सन अफ जेन्डर भन्दो रहेछ यसलाई है। अनि क्रिटिकल रिफ्लेक्सिभिटी अफ प्र्याक्टिक्स भन्ने छ यहाँ, यो फोर्थ हेर्नु। रिफ्लेक्सिभिटी भनेको के हो त भन्दा युजिङ नलेज एन्ड एक्सपिरियन्स फर द प्रोग्रेसिभ पर्पस, reflexivity, whatever we have knowledge, if we use it for the change, that is what we can say the reflexivity. And critical reflexivity in a feminist CDA can be understood in two ways, that is institutional reflexivity and individual reflexivity. And institutional reflexivity can be observed in institution in two ways. दुईटा तरिकाले हेर्नुस्। एउटा के रहेछ, वुमन फ्रेन्डली प्रोग्राम्स भने अर्को चाहिँ रिक्युपरेटिङ भनेको चाहिँ हियर एकछिन है designing women-friendly programs such as including gender studies courses in universities which help to raise critical gender awareness. So here empowering women. No. So reflexivity, institutional reflexivity has got two types of ways. One is woman-friendly program. That means where women are empowered through developing the awareness. Another is recapitulating feminist value of society. It means the realizing the value of social equality and empowerment for non-feminist in such as commercial advertising. So value of women need to be promoted. One in two ways, हेर्नु है दुईटा तरिकाले इन्स्टिट्युसनल रिफ्लेक्सिभिटी प्रयोग गर्न सकिँदो रहेछ एउटा चाहिँ फर्स्ट वान इज women friendly program in which women are empowered through a kind of awareness, and second one is giving value of social equality, giving value of women empowerment. So that is recapitulating भनेर भन्छ हामी त्यसलाई दुईटा तरिकाले इन्स्टिट्युसनल रिफ्लेक्सिभिटी एन्ड इन्डिभिजुअल रिफ्लेक्सिभिटी अनि इन्डिभिजुअल रिफ्लेक्सिभिटी भनेको चाहिँ के हो त भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ feministics should be reflective of their own theoretical positions and practices. A female can be empowered on herself भने हो यो चाहिँ एउटा वुमन आफै पनि इम्पावर हुन सक्छ जस्तो being careful about the feministic position that contributes to the perpetuation of gender based discrimination such as recapitulating practices अघि हामीले भनेको थियो इन्स्टिट्युसनल भित्रै भ्यालु रेज गर्ने a woman has to value another woman considering that gender equality is always a goal to achieve because the world is better place for the woman is yet to be achieved. So woman ko goal so it's each and every kind of woman should have one objective, that is achieving equality, and woman focusing on we feminism. Me feminism भन्दा we feminism म मात्र इम्पावर भएर हुँदैन, I have to empower other women also. Thinking about academic and other practices which include institutionalized research related practices, and some think about some practices, some think about some research, institutional research in order to empower self, including international feminism scholarship in research article, authoritative handbooks, readers. यो सबै चाहिँ हामीले के भन्न सक्छौँ भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ these are some of the ways of empowering women. हेर्नु यसमा हामीले चारवटा प्रिन्सिपल डिस्कसन गरेका छौँ. चारवटा प्रिन्सिपलमा चाहिँ हामीले एउटा चाहिँ फर्स्टमा एकैछिन मैले समराइज गर्दैछु है त यहाँ एकैछिन जेन्डर एज एन सरी यो चाहिँ फेमिनिस्टिक एनालाइटिकल एक्टिभिजम यसमा चाहिँ फिमेल निड टु रेज द अवेरनेस रिगार्डिङ दिस सिचुएसन भनेर भन्यौँ. फिमेल राइट मार्जिनल भोइसको अगेन्स्टमा अनि मेलको प्रिभिलेज्ड भोइसको अगेन्स्टमा चाहिँ काम हुन्छ, एगेन्स्टमा चाहिँ क्रिटिसाइज गर्नुपर्छ भनेर भन्यो. दोस्रो सेकेन्ड वान ओरिजिन अफ आइडियोलोजी इज अ जेन्डर भनेर डिस्कसन गऱ्यौँ हामीले दोस्रोमा. तेस्रोमा चाहिँ कम्प्लेक्सिटी. So it is very difficult to understand exploitations because some exploitations are seen and some exploitations are not seen भनेर डिस्कसन गऱ्यौँ. अनि थर्डमा चाहिँ जेन्डर एज अ कन्स्ट्रक्सन अफ अ न्यू नलेज भनेर डिस्कसन गऱ्यौँ. एन्ड देन आफ्टर whatever the knowledge we have got that can be applied for making ourselves aware. So we can have two types of awareness. हामीले दुईटा तरिकाले अवेर गर्न सक्छौँ. एउटा चाहिँ इन्स्टिट्युसनल भनेर भन्यो, अर्को चाहिँ हामीले इन्डिभिजुअल भनेर भन्यौँ है. सो यति भन्दै so if there is some questions, let's have a discussion about this kind of questions if you have. Otherwise I have completed my
so if you have
class. So let's have some kind of discussions.
Thank you sir. If you yes, so if you have any questions, any queries, anything, you can ask.
I would like to thank our wonderful class, even from the you have to try your best and students are very happy and clear a feministic approach to, to appreciate all your effort and your contribution for us to our more improvements for our development in this moment. My question. uh, last question is about
Your sound is not clear, Subhash. So what's is there any
Yeah.
problem?
listening me now?
No, your sound is not clear.
I think you have got poor network. Are you using data or
Okay, so
Wi-Fi?
you can write the question in this chat box also. Please, you can
Yeah.
write. If the sound is not clear, you can write the question in chat.
I'm using Wi-Fi. Either
No.
now,
Okay, so you can write the question in the chat, and any others, please, if you have any queries, any things that you want to share or ask.
Nothing
Subhash,
more
please
from my
write
side.
the
It's
question in the
okay.
chat box. Okay. So if you don't have any question, then we need to thank you to Sanjay sir for his
Okay, sir.
time and his
From our
wonderful
groups.
presentation here over here.
So first of all, we like to thank our editor who managed all of these things and this opportunity. So rest, we'd like to thank our Sanjay sir for his good presentation for today's class.
Mhm.
now I have written my question in chat box.
Yes, so Sanjay sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, so his question is he's asking about, is there any difference between gender and sex?
So I think gender and sex, I think it is not similar. Eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
think they are not same.
different,
No.
different.
Yeah, they are
Okay.
different.
So actually, okay, I'm talking about this for in only one sentence. Yeah. So in terms of talking about gender and the sex, sex is the biological thing. Yes, that
Yeah.
is especially the biological recognition, and gender is the role-based one. So
Role
gender
based, and
talks
it
about
is
the
that
role. Yeah.
We can say social concept also. Gender as a social concept. Yeah.
social
Connect gender with the social concept and sex as the
Yeah.
concept.
biological concept. Is it
Yeah.
clear?
Yeah, it's okay,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay then. So thank you all, especially
Mhm.
Edu sir, and those students who are listening me very patiently for this 1.5 an hour, more than half an hour. I think you have lots of difficulties while you are listening, and so I try to make my class much more interactive. So it took more time. So I did my best. I think in other days also, so we can have such kind of conversations. And I wish, I wish the students of Midwestern universities and the students of Etoda campus will have some combined classes also. So
Okay.
Edu sir and me,
Really.
Edu sir and me will join these two types of classes here, and we too will be facilitating the students. I think this should be continued, not for only one day.
Okay, so in this regard, I would like to thank Sanjay sir, and at the meantime, I would like to request you also, like we can develop one combined project, like the students of Etoda campus and our university central campus. For the we can exchange the assignments, and similarly, we can give them project work or any terms of the works that could be done collaboratively. we can develop that one. We also need to think, and I think we'll have one meeting and we think about these types of project by which the students of Heroda campus and our students can be benefited from that one. And in this time, really, we have to end today's session. That's why thank you all. And I would like to thank to all the participants and all the participants who are viewing us in YouTube also, and who are viewing us in Facebook as well. Because today we have the global participants. Not we are only here inside of the room. Like people might be watching us from US, might be watching us from different parts, and we are in the global society from this YouTube channel also. That's why I would like to thank to all for their active participation and for your genuine questions and wonderful presentation on feministic perspectives. And we knew that today the world has the different perspectives, and we put that one perspective in the middle, and we put like define the different roles of that one here one. That's why thank you all, and this our collaboration starts from here, and we will do many projects with the collaboration. Okay, thank you all, and thank you Sanjay sir for your time.
Yeah, thanks, sir. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
sir. Then
Okay,
bye, sir.
bye
Okay,
bye
bye.
bye.
Okay, namaste and bye. We'll meet again.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
of
sir.
course.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all of you.